Hello everyone, we're back, and on to our final topic, NFL. Now we have a question from Dave from LA. In last night's game, Ravens-Falcons, did Roddy White push off of Josh Wilson?
That was a great game. Falcons, I think, really put their dominance there. But, yeah, I think he admitted it.
Clearly.
Yeah, he pushed off of Josh Wilson. He had a great game. He had a couple drop passes there, but Roddy White looks like an MVP, and I think the officials gave him that call a little bit. But Atlanta, with Matt Ryan, Michael Turner, and Roddy White, that offense looks good.
I mean, if you think about it, on every play, there's a penalty somewhere.
There is.
So you're not going to catch every penalty.
But this was blatant.
Yeah, but...
He pushed off him and he was wide open in the end zone.
Yeah. But I mean...
And he even admitted it.
They're not going to catch everything.
There's one thing, though. If he didn't do that, I think they would have got the field goal and won anyways. So
yeah.
It's not that big of a deal.
It's not a game changer.
Well, it was a game changer a little bit.
But it doesn't change what the outcome would have been, most likely.
Most likely, yeah. Matt Bryant hit a 62-yarder in his career, so I think he would have had 50 or whatever. So.
All right, now on to the games of the week. Mitch stands at 10-10. Brian stands at 11-9.
Brown. We both had bad records last week, though.
Yeah.
2-2, 1-3.
Yep.
So I'll talk about last week.
All right, so 10-10, 11-9. All right. Moving on to the top games. Titans at Dolphins. Take it away.
This one's good. I think both these teams are surprising this year. I think Tennessee's very surprising. With Randy Moss, I think that's going to open the game up a lot for Chris Johnson. I think Chris Johnson might be one of the best players going down the stretch with Randy Moss opening it. I think you're going to look for Nate Washington to step up in this game. But Vontae Davis on Randy Moss, that's going to be a good showdown. You've seen that before. But I'm going with Tennessee really close. I think Kerry Collins might be playing this. Vince Young might still be hurt. I think that might even help the Titans. But I'm going to go Titans 24-20.
This is a really tough game.
It is a tough game.
I mean, you know, Pennington's coming in to start this week for the Dolphins, and I mean, I don't know if that really changes much.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, he's a pretty solid quarterback.
He's accurate, but I think Henne and Pennington are very different quarterbacks. Henne's more of a deep thrower, just worse accurate, and more of a leader. I think
and he's a little more mobile.
Yeah, Pennington's older. He's very accurate, short, but can't throw deep. I don't know how that's going to help Brandon Marshall. But
I don't really. I mean, this game to me is going to be not so much of a bad game.
Who's home here?
The Dolphins.
Dolphins.
I mean, it's not going to be a bad game, but I don't think it's going to be like one of those great games that we've seen this season. You know?
I think it's going to be a good watch game. Both these teams are surprising.
It's going to be entertaining, but it's not going to be as dominant as it would have been, say, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
But
I want to see Randy Moss, though. I think Randy Moss is having a good year with Fisher.
I'm going Tennessee 27-24.
All right.
All right. Now we only have
Randy Moss.
We only have 2 games of the week since we only have 2 games of the week since the Ravens and the Falcons already played. So, game of the week: Pats at Steelers. Take it away, Brian.
The Patriots have looked very, very good this season. You get rid of last week, and they've looked amazing this season. Yeah. And last week, I mean, you're going to lose one of those games.
I think people were waiting for this game.
It was definitely a big trap.
It was a trap game, yeah.
But I mean, the Patriots' defense has looked pretty bad. They're one of the worst ranked defenses.
Yeah.
But their offense is just so great that it doesn't matter. And on top of that, the defense is coming up when you need them to.
Couple things.
Holding teams to field goals instead of touchdowns.
Yeah.
That's big.
Couple things you were just saying there. Patrick Chung's back. That's huge.
He might be back.
I think he's
questionable.
Back. I think he's back.
He's questionable.
That's gonna take away Mike Wallace's game. Leads the league in most yards per reception. So Patrick Chung's going to take that away. I think it's going to allow Brandon Merriweather to stop Rashard Mendenhall in the run.
Also, Gerard Mayo, 96 tackles. I think he's had 10 tackles in every game this season.
Pretty close. It might be a little off, but I think...
I know he had a stretch where he went like 4 or 5 games.
Yeah, but I want to go back to that Cleveland game for a while. Peyton Hillis, I did not know he was this good. Peyton Hillis looks very good.
Did you see when he jumped? I can't remember who it was, but he completely jumped over one of the Patriots players.
Yeah, I forget who it was too.
He was a fullback.
He's very versatile, agility.
180+ yards.
Yeah.
2 touchdowns.
And you made a comment earlier. That might be the worst trade I've ever seen in my life. Brady Quinn straight up for Peyton Hillis. That is not a very good trade.
I think it was for Peyton Hillis and like a 3rd-round pick or something.
But to the Patriots-Steelers game. I think the Patriots, they don't lose any back-to-back games. I don't think the last time they lost back-to-back games was 3 years ago with the Castle years. And I think Patriots are going to be up for this game. I think that's one of the reasons why they lost the Cleveland game, because they were so up for this game. And usually the games where you expect the Patriots to lose, they pull it out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think they're going to be up. I think Belichick knows Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin knows Belichick. They're going to both be battling. It's going to be a great game. At Steelers, that's big.
Yeah, Steelers fans.
So that's big. But I think Tom Brady might find a way to come back, and that defense is going to step up, I think.
Yeah, I mean, the Patriots offense has looked good, and their defense has stepped up when they need to.
Yeah.
But overall, they haven't been great. And I think the Steelers are going to take advantage of that.
So you're going with the Steelers?
Hold on.
All right.
Hold on, let me finish.
Go.
I mean, I think Big Ben's going to run over the Patriots. I mean, their pass defense is not that great. And
29th.
Yeah. That's not that great.
Yeah.
And, I mean, Mendenhall is going to have a pretty good game.
Yes.
You know, I'm not going to say he's going to have like 200 yards, but I mean...
Who knows? Peyton Hill is dominating.
Maybe like 125 with a couple touchdowns. But at the same time, like you said, I don't see the Patriots losing this game.
The one thing is, I think the Patriots should have done better against Peyton Hillis, really. Because he's their
they didn't know what to expect.
No, he's their really only offensive threat. Just stop him. One thing about Rashard Mendenhall is they have Mike Wallace, they have Hines Ward, they have Big Ben. I think Heath Miller's hurt this week, but Rashard Mendenhall, it's going to be tough to cover that offense. But I think Tom Brady's going to have all the pressure on him. I think he's going to pull it off. He's better with pressure. I'm going with the Patriots 21-17.
I'm going to say if all the players on the Patriots were any other team in the league, they would lose. But because it's the Patriots, they're going to win this game.
Patriots?
I think
so nobody can gain ground?
I'm sorry, but it's going to. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game too. I think it's going to probably be like 27-21.
All right, whatever. Go.
All right, moving on to fantasy picks. Who's starting who? Who's sitting who?
You want to take?
Well, actually, I have two players to start. There's really no player that really stuck out to sit.
Yeah, me neither.
I think we both agreed on that.
Yeah.
This week, I really like Mario Manningham.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, Steve Smith is out this game, and Manningham's going to have to step up as either number one or number two receiver. And with Eli Manning throwing to him, that's going to be huge. You want to say something?
Yeah, I think Hakeem Nicks, he's looking one of the best receivers in the game. I think you look at Nicks, Owens, and Ronnie White, who I still say is the best receiver in the game. They're having the three best years.
But the thing with Nicks is he needs that other receiver.
But Nicks, I think Nicks is showing people that he needs to be double covered, and that's going to open up the game for Manningham. So I really like
definitely. And my other player to start is another wide receiver, Nate Washington.
Yeah.
I think he's going to go off this game.
I mentioned him earlier. Yeah.
He did. And yeah, I think he's going to go off the same with Randy Moss opening the field up for him.
Chris Johnson.
And you know, nobody's going to really be focusing on Nate Washington.
Exactly.
And he's had some pretty good games this season.
Maybe you're looking at Justin Gage too, in Titans.
Yeah, I wouldn't say, you know, if you have someone else to start Gage over them. But, but Nate Washington has
deep threat.
He's a deep threat. I mean,
especially with Collins throwing to him.
Yeah, I mean he's had some solid games. He's also had some really bad games. I think this is going to be one of those solid games.
He's very streaky, but I'm going to go with Rob Gronkowski. He had one of the worst games I've seen from him this year. Actually, the worst game I've seen from him this year against Cleveland. I think 2 drop passes and 2 huge drop passes too. And I think Rob Gronkowski is going to come back, especially against Pittsburgh. I think they're going to be right on Tom Brady the whole game. I think Gronkowski and Hernandez is going to be outlets for Brady throughout the game. I think you're going to look for Gronkowski. Brady usually likes to trust his players, especially after a bad game, especially if you listen to the radio. Tom Brady was talking about how he wants to give Gronkowski his confidence back. I think Gronkowski's going to have a statement game back. And also, staying with the Patriots, I'm going to go Shane Graham. Like I said earlier, I think we haven't had a kicker yet, but I think Pittsburgh is one of the best defenses. And you saw Ravens yesterday. They let the Falcons just march on the field. I think the Steelers are the best defense in this game, and that's going to hold these Patriots to a short amount of yards. I think Graham's going to be tested, and I think he's going to hit some of these.
I want to mention this too. I think this is pretty obvious, but I would sit both running backs for the Patriots this game. I mean, if anything, they're going to get negative points. Yeah. They're not going to get anything this week. So, I mean, find somebody else. Even if it's like a Jerome Harrison.
Woodhead.
Yeah, Woodhead. Yeah, Woodhead's if you have a flex option and Woodhead's there, use Woodhead because he's kind of like a Kevin Falk. He can get touchdowns.
He's my last option, though.
I do not like BenJarvus Green-Ellis.
BenJarvus Green-Ellis is anything but he's not solid. He's well, I don't know. Sometimes he can. He's very sporadic. But the thing is,
he surprises.
If you have an idiot, I think if you're having a trade deadline coming up, this trade deadline, there's an idiot in your league who doesn't know much about football, try to trade in Ben Jarvis Greenhouse because Fred Taylor is coming back. So trade Ben Jarvis Greenhouse as soon as you can. Get Fred Taylor back. Pick up Fred Taylor. Him and Woodhead's going to be the running backs for the rest.
All right, well, that's about all we have for this edition of The Pitch. And, we just wanted to take some time and thank the fans, for subscribing to our page on YouTube. We got 120-plus subscribers right now,
We have a new Twitter. I put it in the profile. There's a part that says contacts. There's a Facebook, the Twitter, and our email. Look for that to contact us. Shout out for Scott for making that sick background. The sick background in the channel. That was sick. New intro. That's pretty sick, too.
Thank you, Scott.
Thank you.
Yeah, and thank you, Scott.
Guys, if you haven't seen us before, remember to comment, subscribe if you like,
and also the set. We're working on a new set. I think it's going to even look better next week. So watch it next week too.
It's kind of hard to see right now, just we're in the process.
It says The Pitch.
And before we go, one more thing. The poll on Facebook. It was what do you call it?
Wade Phillips.
Yeah, Wade Phillips. Wade Phillips. Would it help or hurt the Cowboys? And we didn't get much feedback, but 3-1. It said the ratio was 3-1. Said that it had hurt the Cowboys. I don't see how you could get hurt worse than 1-7, but
0-8.
But yeah,
that's not going to happen. I think
we're going to be updating our Facebooks regularly. We're going to be updating Twitter regularly, and keep on emailing us questions. We got some emails this week. Keep it going because that's what's driving our show. It's for you guys, so drive it.
All right.
If you have any donations, send them to. No, I'm just kidding. But
if you subscribe, it's free. You don't even have to pay. Just subscribe.
It makes us happy.
Yeah.
It really makes us happy. So that's why we do this.
Comments.
All right. So with that, we're gonna close this show.
Go Patriots.
Yep. So until next week, this is The Pitch. Fox, B-Domes, and Mitch.
Go Bills.
Have a good night.
Bye.